Right now, everyone is starting to think about their New Year's resolutions, but what are some effective ways to make sure your resolution is a success? I spoke today with local cytologist Dr. Elaine Fogel-Schneider. Dr. Fogel-Schneider, first off, when it comes to New Year's resolutions and making them, what do people need to know?
Well, there's a lot to know. First of all, we want to keep it simple, right? I made up like a little 5 S's that I think is really helpful. One would be keeping it simple. Too many times we try to do too many resolutions. You do too many, guess what? You're not really going to make a lot of them come true. So let's try to keep it simple, keep to a few. And also, besides keeping it simple, we got to have to make sure it's specific. So, let's say you want to lose weight. I mean, that's what a lot of people talk about, losing weight. Well, how much weight? And maybe it would be better if you talk about how you want to feel about losing the weight. If you get into that feeling state of it's going to make me happier or healthier, or I'm going to feel better about myself when I weigh X amount of pounds, you have more of an opportunity and chance to succeed at that rather than saying, I'm going to be 10 pounds lighter by next week or something. You've got to make them realistic. A resolution is changing a pattern. It's changing behavior. And if you're anything like me or any one of all of us, it's not easy to change those patterns. So let's kind of keep them simple. Let's be specific. And then also let's make sure they're sustainable. In other words, if you make them too hard, you're not going to sustain that resolution and get to where you want to be. So keep it very simple. I mean, to say you're going to lose 20 pounds and then not eat anything for a week or two, that's not going to happen. So another S that I thought of really besides that is also scripting. It's good to write down what your resolutions are, and then in a journal, write down how you've achieved it. Have you reached that goal? Where are you with that goal? Scripting is an exceptional way of taking accountability and making sure that you are accountable for what you're saying you're going to do. And the last S would be support. We can't do this really alone. It's really some of the facts that we've seen, psychological studies show that if you're in a group of like-minded people, you're more apt to achieve those goals than if you're trying to do it by yourself. So get into a group. If you want to get healthier, you want to get that exercise in, how about joining a walking group that every week on Monday and Wednesday and Friday, you're going to meet at 8 a.m. together and you're going to walk wherever it is. I know for me, I'm in a pickleball club, and I'll tell you, I'm accountable to get those ladies together when it's my turn to do so, and make sure that we also have fun. When you're with a group of people who are like-minded, wanting to do that same resolution, I'll tell you, it works out a lot better.
I love those 5 S's. Let me ask you, Dr. Fogel-Schneider, when making resolutions, are they realistic? Do we need to think about what happens if we don't meet our resolutions, if it doesn't end up happening?
That's such a great question. I like to say, be gentle with yourself. And if you go into these resolutions with more of a grateful heart, feeling gratitude, then if you don't reach that resolution, you're not going to think you're a terrible person and that you're not going to live a good life. You need to be a little kinder with yourself. And that's why it's good to take those small steps to each resolution rather than trying to jump in there with a large one.
Anything else you would like to say before we let you go?
Well, I was thinking, simple resolutions can be as simple as saying, I'm going to give a compliment, one compliment a day. That could be a resolution. I think another resolution is I'm going to pass some kindness along to another person today. And they don't all have to be about yourself. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to make money. I'm going to, go to bed earlier. It can be giving and offering to other people and feel that gratitude all year through.
You're so right. Dr. Fogel-Schneider, we appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much. Have a great new year.